What's going on, guys? Welcome to our 28th episode of our 24-minute recaps. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe on YouTube at Time Dropper Podcast. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Dime Dropper Pod. And of course, to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and follow us on Spotify. So tonight, going to keep it short. Clippers playing the Magic. The Lakers playing the Pistons last night. Laker fans requested for me to watch that one, so I'll bring you that one. So let's get into the game that just happened, the Clippers and the Magic. My Clips getting some good news this morning with PG and Kawhi being cleared to play. So our time without them only lasted 2 games, and we'll take the 1-1. It sucks that the winning streak got killed, but you know what? We know the real deal is beating the Clippers means beating them with Kawhi and PG. So we're playing against the tragic Magic today, who struggle offensively mightily, and they've been poor ever since Markelle Fultz went down. 2-9, they said in the commentary. And Cole Anthony wasn't doing anything, but it was mainly just if we control Vucevic, we'll be fine. And honestly, we just kept everybody at bay. Fournier wasn't really getting going, even though he ended up with 8 points. He just couldn't get. I thought our defense was good. I think our energy to start out games this season has been just totally different. It's starting to become a norm that we've come out with, energy on D. And with Kawhi and PG, haven't played in a couple of days. They're rested, ready to go. And we're a long, very we communicate well, organized defensive team now, or just a team in general. And I know against the Magic, their offense is bad, so it's not really going to test us. But the main thing with the Magic is stopping Vucevic, and we did exactly that. And that starts with Serge Ibaka. I thought he was really good defensively. Thought he was, doing some sneaky tactics in the post, like grabbing his arm a bit. And I'll say something. The refs were a little nice to us for once. They weren't very nice to the Magic. Vucevic looked like he wanted to take the ref's head off. But in the first quarter, offensively, we set the tone, and that came from Paul George. I don't know what the Magic were thinking, switching Vucevic onto Paul George a couple of times in the first quarter. That was, put him on the skillet, barbecue chicken all day long. PG was, didn't skip a beat. Same with Kawhi. We got off to an early lead. And then Ty Lue delegated to go with the non-stagger. So we went with Kawhi and PG out at the same time. And that hurt us because the Magic just started scoring. They scored 11 points in 1 minute to end the first quarter. And Lou Williams just came in and started hucking him away. Not much ball movement, a lot of high pick and roll with Lou going into 18-foot left-footed. I'm going left leaners, which we've become accustomed to him hitting over the years, except once again, Lou's washed. Like, he played better in the second half in this game, 4 of 11, 9 points, but, he only played 17 minutes, which I love about this team, that Ty Lue is not just going to let everybody play willy-nilly. If you're not playing well, you're getting limited minutes. People are like, oh, Lou Williams' minutes are down this year. That's why he's not playing well. Well, why the fuck do you think his minutes are down? Because he's not playing well, and Ty Lue's not a bot coach that's just going to keep you in regardless of how you're playing. He actually, when you play well, you get more minutes, and when you don't, you come out. And you know who knows that better than anyone? And it's been a result of him playing poorly in the past? Reggie Jackson. But look how he's playing now. Ever since he got put in the starting lineup with Beverly's injury, he has known his role. And today, Paul George and Kawhi came back, and he didn't need to do too much, and he didn't. He stuck with the catch-and-shoot Reggie, and he was fantastic. And to end the second quarter, even though the Magic came back and kind of got it close, we pushed it up towards the end of that second quarter because Kawhi Leonard to end the quarter, and Paul George as well, but mainly Kawhi, filthy dunk, and Paul George had a really filthy dunk too. And then hitting, I think it was a buzzer-beating 3 in the corner, Kawhi, to end it. So we took a nice 14-point lead into halftime. And in the third quarter, I thought we really just put our foot on their necks. And Kawhi was solid. PG was even better. Paul George, to me, player of the game, 26 points, 10 of 19, 3 of 9 from 3. He's getting to the basket. And, even though Nick Batum was a little quiet tonight offensively, only shot 4 times, 1 of 4, all his shots for threes. But he does other things. He plays good defense. He communicates. He's not a guy that's going to take anything away from anybody. And he spreads the floor because he's shooting very well this year. So teams know that he is a threat. So they're not going to, it makes it easier for Kawhi and PG to have more room to operate. And the only people that could do a decent job on Kawhi were Ennis and Aaron Gordon. But anybody else guarding him, like Fournier, easy money. And I just love the array. It's just all it was too easy tonight. Like, the Magic are just not very good without Markelle Fultz. And by the way, Mo Bamba can't get into this Magic team. Like, really? Thought Kennard was okay as well. 2 of 5, 6 points, 2 of 4 from 3. I like Kennard, man. He just does his job. And Senior came in and got a couple of buckets for us too as well. 13 points. So it was pretty comfortable. I thought Ibaka was really good too. He doesn't like dunking the ball sometimes. He seems allergic. He likes to turn over that left shoulder and go with that right-handed jump hook, but he was making all the shots he was missing yesterday around the basket tonight. He even got Cole Anthony on a switch and went at him, which I like. So there you go. A very comfortable win. 26 points, 116-90. 15-5, 10 of our last 11. Ty Lue has this squad playing great. They move the ball. They're playing with confidence. Our leaders are setting an example. Reggie Jackson with a turnaround alley-oop buzzer beater, catch and shoot Reggie, 4 of 7, 2 of 4 from 3, 10 points. He's actually starting to win me over, guys. And it's funny because I was very critical of Reggie Jackson. I thought, it was a bad decision re-signing him and everything. And I'm not going to say that, just because he's played well in a couple games that's I've been proven wrong, but he's starting to win me over in terms of me liking him because he's really buying in and he's really having fun. He's not doing too much. And I'm just so happy that we have a coach now that will hold players accountable when they're not playing well. So that makes every minute that you play on the court important. If you are being lazy, Reggie Jackson's defense has been better since he's been put into the starting lineup. He knows that if he doesn't play well, Ty Lue's going to sit his ass on the bench. And I love that. So that's the Clipper recap. Let's move on to the Lakers and the Pistons before we go to the live subscribers. And anyway, let's go to the Lakers. So the Lakers were without Anthony Davis in this one, and the Pistons were playing. We always talk about as a Laker fan, you're gonna be like, how do we lose to the Pistons? But you also got to give the Pistons some credit. This was one of the better games they played in terms of Jeremy Grant, Derrick Rose, and Blake Griffin that I've seen. Well, Jeremy Grant actually was only 14 points, but he was still in some tough shots. Blake Griffin was starting to get hot in the second half, but it was really Derrick Rose in the first half that was coming out, hitting some tough ones, some mid-ranges. The Laker defense, Wayne Ellington was getting free off screens, former Laker Wayne Ellington. He had 20 points in the game. I thought the Lakers' attention to detail to start the game wasn't as sharp. That happens without Anthony Davis, but LeBron had such a great quarter shooting the ball that he kept them in the game, so they were only down 3 after 1. But second quarter, the Lakers did a little bit better. They clamped down a bit defensively, but also the Pistons just aren't very good offensively. However, Trader came in and he was getting locked up by Isaiah Stewart in the second quarter. I posted some clips of that on Twitter. But Kuzma, I thought Kuzma was getting different kinds of looks. I thought he did a great job of rebounding. He had 10 rebounds. And the Lakers were up 2 going into the half. So everything was all right. And then the third quarter and fourth quarter, I should say, people say that the Lakers' defense was bad. I think the Lakers' defense wasn't great. I thought that Kuzma wasn't great defensively to the standard that we've become accustomed to with him lately, which has been he's reinvented himself as a defensive player that gets rebounds. He had the rebounding part, and he even had the scoring part in this game. That's one thing I'll say about the second half. Kyle Kuzma in the second half was scoring in a variety of ways, and I like when he can score in a variety of ways. And, not just catch and shoot. And, it's Dennis Schroeder. He's really struggling to gain a rhythm. And this is what I feared. I think I mentioned in one of my earlier podcasts, LeBron and AD were doing a good job in the beginning of the season, taking a backseat at times. Actually, it was mostly, pick and rolls with Schroeder and AD, to be honest. But LeBron, I guess you could say, was scoring less in the beginning of the season. But ever since he started to score more, Schroeder's been starting to score less. I'm not going to go back to that box stuff yet. I'm not going to get harsh on LeBron because at the end of the day, he's the champ. Dennis Schroeder is not. And Dennis Schroeder is still missing shots, and he can be playing better. But, 2 of 8, that's not going to cut it. He's got to be also, without AD, I expect him to shoot more than that. And, the third quarter, the Lakers guys, second half, they only scored 34 points. They scored 31 in the first quarter. They scored 34 in the second half. So that tells you how they lost this game. And mainly who fell off in the second half scoring the basketball? LeBron James. He was on fire in the first half. And here's the thing about Bron. He's not the type of guy. He's never been. And if you have a game that you can think of off the top of your head, tell me. But he's never been a guy that is like cold or hasn't been shooting and then goes into the fourth quarter and wins you the game. He's never been that type of player. He's a guy that he needs to see the ball go in the basket. to take over games late. He's not a guy like, Jimmy Butler's one of the best in today's NBA. He shot 7 times. He could take over. There were games where Kobe was bricking everything when I was young, and then he would just come out in the fourth quarter and go nuts. But LeBron usually needs to be in rhythm. And in the fourth, I thought he just stopped shooting for too long in the third quarter. And Blake Griffin started getting hot from 3. And, the Lakers defense in the third quarter wasn't bad. The Pistons only scored 26 points, and a lot of them were Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose hitting some tough shots. Mason Plumlee had a really good game too. Both ends of the floor, actually. He had a block. He had 17 and 10, and he was 7 of 8 from the field. And Marc Gasol, I thought that he didn't look at the basket enough. He only shot 2 times, and there were a couple of times I'm like, Mark, pop that shit. And LeBron got mad at him a little bit one time when he didn't shoot the ball. And Montrader, not very good. 4 of 10. They were picking on him on defense again. Classic. Put him in the pick and roll. And I think that Vogel persists a little too long with Trez sometimes. Montrader, I should say. Wes Matthews, also been very disappointing in my opinion. He's really not offered much. He's very inconsistent shooting the ball. He plays only a couple minutes. He doesn't really bring much to the table unless he's hitting shots. His defense is okay, but doesn't play long enough to make a real long-lasting defensive impact, in my opinion. 1 of 5 from him in the game, 3 points only. I thought Caruso was one of the only bright spots. He's very consistent with his impact. He was +4. He had 6 points, played some solid D. THT wasn't bad either with 13, but ultimately LeBron in the fourth quarter, he just fizzled out. The Lakers only scored 14 points. I mean, that's not going to get it done. KCP, 6 points. The Lakers missed way too many layups, man. LeBron was missing layups and neglecting to take mid-ranges or floaters. Now I don't want LeBron to turn into freaking Luka or Harden, just not taking mid-ranges. Even though he's cut it down as his career has gone on, but he's still found a happy medium at times. It hasn't really hurt him. He's still won all the time. But yeah, you might be overreacting because, there's no AD, but this really shows how valuable he is to the team. They struggled big and LeBron just fizzled out. I mean, he had 20 points with I want to say 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, and then he finished with 22 points. That's really weird. And the Lakers just look gassed. But you got to give the Pistons credit, man. You got to give the Pistons credit. They played a good game. Wayne Ellington, 20. Mason Plumlee, 17. Jerry and Blake Griffin, 23. D Rose, 14. So that's it for me tonight. We're going to go to the live subscribers now, waiting so patiently in the chat, 27 of them. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining me. Let me know what you think. We got a really good game tomorrow between the Lakers and the Celtics. I will be live after that, so make sure to tune in. I got to get some Celtics fans in the live. I see my boy Isaac in here tonight. I need more Celtics fans tomorrow once the Celtics beat the Lakers because tomorrow, we're trying to go for the first seed, the Clippers. It's no mistakes. We're trying to go for the first seed. I'm a Mavs fan tonight because of that reason, and I'm an even bigger Celtics fan tomorrow, and the Celtics are a dime dropper team, as are the Lakers, and we're going to go with them. Go C's. I hope they attack the rim and punish Montrader. Get ready. Jaylen Brown coming for that ass. Later. All right, guys. What's good? Let's see it. Y'all too hooked on the Lakers? Isaac, man, you got to realize who you're coming to. You're coming to Dime Droppers base. This is LA-centric. Laker fans are the majority here. Who's the best player in the West right now? You still got to go with LeBron, right? You still got to go with LeBron, but Kawhi Leonard is right there, and Paul George is playing fantastic. Yeah, Ty Lue. Hey, were you criticizing Ty Lue's rotations, Isaac? He's been staggering every single game. Tonight was the first just because they came back from contact tracing, but his rotations have been phenomenal. Ty Lue has been so good. To me, the 3 coaches that deserve to be in the Coach of the Year talks right now, Tom Thibodeau, Ty Lue, and freaking, I hate to say it, but Fraud Rivers. He's unleashed Joel Embiid. He's used common sense. He's unleashed Joel Embiid. And I'll tell you what, he knows Tobias Harris. That's for sure. Best scorer of this generation? I got Harden. Nah. Harden's stupid most of the – okay, here's my thing. Harden completely has neglected the mid-range area, which is just so stupid. He over-dribbles constantly. Kevin Durant is just more efficient. He actually has a back-to-basket game. Not that strong of one, but he does. And he doesn't do too much. I feel you with the skill, but Harden, he ref baits a lot too. A lot of it's just, I know that's a skill, but in a lot of different, he doesn't get those same calls in the playoffs. I still got KD as the best scorer. In this era, we're not talking about Kobe. Kobe's in the 2000s, even though he only played a couple of years in the beginning. What players should the Lakers get or trade in free agency to help my team? Free agency? Jared Allen or Hassan Whiteside? Yeah, ideally, if the Lakers could get Jared Allen, they would be definite championship favorites. I mean, they are championship favorites right now. He had a good mid-range before D'Antoni. Facts, Simon, but he hasn't brought that back out. And I don't think Harden was on even the same level of KD as a player in 2015 or 16. I mean, he had a better year than him in 2015, but he wasn't a better player. Okay, Kawhi is not right there. Come on, man. You're acting like just because he had one bad game and another 1 game and a half, I know he choked, fair enough, that he's way off. Relax. He's still great. He still plays way better defense than your boy. Did you see LeBron's post-game quote saying he never gets tired? Whatever. We've come to ignore his freaking quotes. You know he's full of shit. Paul George still hasn't convinced me. I never doubt him in the regular. I agree with you completely, Supporte. Paul George hasn't convinced me at all. He's convinced me that he's having a great season, and I love the way he's playing. But it has nothing to do with the playoffs yet. We'll see when that time comes. And as I said, I'm not going to apologize until we get out of the second round. And I will have a full-hearted apology for Kawhi and Paul George when that happens. No, he is top 3 and does play well better than defense, my boy. But year 18, we need our legs. Year 18, but that's what LeBron's in right now. Year 18. You know what I mean? We're not talking about LeBron all time against Kawhi, LeBron in his prime, even though he's not that far removed. I mean, he's still in a version of his prime, to be honest. But Kawhi's a stallion. Emmanuel quickly should get more minutes. I agree. A lot of Knicks fans, my friend Lucas, that was on episode 5, has been saying that he should start over Elford. Tomorrow I'll be going live for the after the Celtics Lakers, and I'm going to be watching the Nets and Hawks games and reviewing those. I watched the first half of the Wizards game. Yeah, I know. Westbrook had his best half of the season. And the first half, or one of the best halves of the season. But I don't know what happened in the second because I had to watch the Clipper game. So I'll watch the second half, and then I'll watch Nets game, and then I'll talk about it tomorrow after the Lakers and the Celtics. Would you want the Clippers to trade Paul if he doesn't play well again? What doesn't play well again? Does that mean we lose in the second round again? Would you put Beal in the all-star starters? He's putting up great numbers, but he's losing a lot. That has to mean something. I agree. And I would say it's either him or Harden, and him or Harden, honestly, right? Because I think Harden's actually been playing pretty well since he's moved to his new team. I think it's honestly too early to see who besides Jaylen Brown has got that other spot as a starting guard in the East. I think it's too early because, Trey has been playing better since I called him out. Dude, Trey and Andrew Wiggins, when I called him out, and Paul George, to be fair, ever since I called those guys out, they've all been – wow, Utah is killing right now. Oh, my word. Guys, 44-19. Yeah, every time I watch the Hawks, Trey does get me mad. But he's been playing better, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, because he doesn't play basketball half the time. He just ref baits. You know what I mean? That shit's crazy. He's good at it once again, but it's just like some of it's not basketball, as Nash said. IQ, just say he doesn't have help. No, that's true. No, we're not saying he doesn't have help. His team's not that very good, though, and they've had a lot of complications, though, Johnny. A lot. And Russell Westbrook, today he didn't play well. You got to wait a little bit with them. Zach LaVine, I don't know about starting, but he should make it. I can't wait till playoff time. I can wait. Hey, you saying Pandemic Pete like your boy James Harden's that much better. He's better, but bro is not all that. I told you I do good. I do well. Oh, 8 to 15-point games? Not trade. 100%. Are you kidding? Utah's been – have you voted for your all-star lineups? No. I mean, I've retweeted stuff on Twitter. That counts for votes, but, not really. This guy's – bro, James Harden hasn't won a ring, bro. Relax. He's not even on Kawhi's planet. You got to chill. Championship basketball? Brent is not a casual. Stop sleeping on my boy Brent. Nobody likes Utah, but yeah, they should be talking about them more. They're not even talking about the Clippers, bro. They're really not talking about us. I'd be down to trade Lua for D Rose. Harden beat your Clippers. Yeah, it's not but Harden didn't do much, man. And plus, that was okay. We choked, but that's not saying much. That was fraudulent. You're a fan of a new team now, dude. Come on. Stop it. You player fans are funny. He's so biased. Biased to who? We have made the second round, little boy. Watch me dominate next game. PG, I don't think PG is on Harden. I think you still got to go with Harden over PG as of now because he's done more in the playoffs of late. Man, Harmon here, I was talking about with my friends today about Kawhi and the narratives, dude. Man. Oh, I feel. How old? What's the age difference, Johnny and Simon? Is he even younger than you? I didn't say MJ wasn't the GOAT. I said, who do I think is better than him? I don't know who's better than him, who's not, but I can tell you all the people that can be argued better than him. Bill Russell, LeBron, Magic, not really. If you have to be a huge stat fiend to think LeBron's better than him. Bill Russell, in a different way, totally different, but, he has more rings, so we got to give it by a lot. Magic, Larry Bird, and, I guess you could say LeBron. In terms of the totality of his career, you can definitely say, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah. LeBron, yeah, because of LeBron's resume, you can argue it, actually, for me. He's passed him in, all these stats. Once again, you have to have a very statistical view of the game, though, in my opinion, to think LeBron's better. But all those guys can be argued better than Jordan to me. Argued. Super Bowl predictions? That's next week, huh? I think I got the Chiefs, though. I think it's going to be a good game, though. The Clippers beat the Jazz in the playoffs. It's a 7-game series, man. I hope not, but it probably will be, man. It's going to be a dogfight if we do. Do you know everything about Clippers history? I know more about – I know a good amount. I know more about Warriors history than you, though. That's for sure, little guy. Oh, man, he's like 12, huh? Hey, if he's that young, that means he's doing okay so far that I haven't grilled him yet. So he's not bad. Yo, CP3 missed one. Wait, they didn't win without CP3, Simon. Your argument would be relevant if they didn't have Chris Paul. Oh, you're saying that they lost? Dude, that's an excuse, though, fam. Let's not go with the Harden stuff. Don't make me bust out the facts on your ass, buddy. Don't make me do this. Let's not do that. Yeah, 27 straight threes. Come on now. Thank you, Gab's story. Bill Russell. He would not. Rudy Gobert. Bro, first of all, I've never seen Rudy Gobert hit hooks with both hands. And Rudy Gobert's he's not that smart, bro. You don't understand. Bill Russell can pass the ball. Sleep. Don't ever, Rudy go, bitch. Don't ever compare him to the GOAT or one of the GOATs. He's the GOAT in some capacity. And he's the GOAT of a lot of things. Speaking of Rudy go, bitch, I'm looking at him right now. Disgraceful. Bill Russell Rudy Gobert's not that great on the perimeter defensively. Bill Russell could stick with Oscar. He could get out there with guards and he could pass the ball and he's one of the smartest players. Come on, he has jump hooks with either hand. Yeah, Utah, man, it's dangerous. I just really want to get that first seed and avoid them. That'd be nice to see the Lakers play them. We play someone else. Because honestly, there's no other team that really scares me at all compared to Utah right now. I would take Denver in a rematch. I think we beat them. Yep, choke to Warriors, Game 6, 2019. I don't have to say it because my fans are smart. What's up, Seth? I feel you, Brent. Here's the thing. First of all, I think he's on the level of. You can't say a guy has 5 more rings. He's on the level of Jordan, unless you think Jordan's in a galaxy of his own. I don't know how you view it, but I think all those guys. I don't think that this whole thing about putting Jordan on a different tier than Magic, Larry, and all these other guys. I don't think that's right. He never beat Larry Bird. He was young. He didn't have help. Sure, that doesn't mean that you put Michael Jordan's best Bulls squad. That doesn't mean it beats Larry Bird's Celtics team. Doesn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? The 80s were tough. In terms of winning a championship, you needed multiple Hall of star players to win. That was pretty. Yeah. I'm here. What's up, Dime? How are you today? I'm good, man. Feeling great. Clippers won, so of course I'm feeling good. Bro, stop with that Rudy Gobert. Oh yeah, Simon's defending me. Okay, cool. At least he has some context. He has some knowledge of history. Yes, Wizards have been needed to. I've been saying fire Scott Brooks since the 6th game, 7th game of the season. I have a Wizards friend. We talk all the time. A couple Wizards friends, actually, from around that area. Smack the Lakers in 5-6. Yes, I'm down. I'm down, Seth. Rudy Gobert. I'm 9 years old. Are you actually 9 years old? You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be on social media. Bill Russell is not overrated. If anything, he's underrated. Because people don't know about him. They have these these legacies. Because if you love stats, you're going to think Bill Russell was terrible because you don't understand he didn't give a fuck about stats. Wilt Chamberlain did. How'd that turn out for him in the winning category? And this no help stuff is complete BS. I used to think that too until I actually learned about history and their teams. By the way, drop the video a damn like. My boy Random Man is not here to tell you that right now. I don't know where my boy Random Man's at, but drop the video a damn like. Not to play to win, not for stats. Thank you. Give that, like that up. Run it up. Run it up. I feel you. Jay Salim, great point about Rudy Gobert in the perimeter. I don't think we should give up. I don't think. Ooh, are we sticking with Jared Goff? We're not going to win a Super Bowl without him, so I think it's time we move on, honestly. I like Jared Goff, though. He's done a lot for the Rams, and he's, given us some good years so far. Curry is greater than Magic? Oh, my God. Are we getting off the stream? No, he's 12. You're 12 years old, though, so, I don't take anything you say seriously. Do you get the first seed? Do you want to see it the 8th? Blazers? I don't care. Anybody. It's going to be tough regardless. This is the West. Every team's going to be good, so we're just going to have to beat them. Okay, you're saying this. Larry Bird had 4 Hall of Famers, but look at the teams he's playing. They also had 4 Hall of Famers. You feel me? That's just the 80s. That's how it was. Bro, he had to beat a team. Oh, thank you for the money, guy. Bro, they had to beat a team with Magic, James Worthy, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes, Michael Cooper. I think Bob McAdoo was on one of them. Bro, that's a lot of talent. That's a lot of talent. Byron Scott, these are stacked teams. Bro, Magic and Kareem in itself. Here's the thing. We talk about, okay, LeBron had to play against 2 of the best 5 players in the league. Kobe and Shaq is 2 of the best 5 players in the league. Sometimes Pippen and Jordan, maybe at some years, 2 of the best 5 players in the league. We're talking about 2 of the best 5 players of all time on the same team. Magic and Kareem, and Larry Bird beat them. That's pretty phenomenal. That's an incredible win. You got to give that to him. Westbrook got ejected at the beginning. Thank you, Emilio. Westbrook got ejected at the beginning of the 4th, man. Don't disrespect the Magic, man. No, Kawhi is going to... If we don't win, if we don't get past the 2nd round, it's going to be on Kawhi again. I promise you it will be. So, yeah, no, Z Smooth. He's not probably the best leader in NBA history. He is the best leader in NBA history. His resume speaks for itself. He is the best leader in NBA history. He understands. Just listen to him talk, guys. Guys, go watch Bill Russell quotes. Go listen to him talk. And when you listen to him, you'll be like, this dude gets it, man. You could just tell he gets it. Everything he says. He's one of my favorites to listen to talk. Just like older Kobe was, older and wiser Kobe. He just gets that shit. I feel you, Collins, dang about the Rams. I feel you, Seth Greenberg, on Luka. WNBA, women hoopers are great, man. WNBA is quality talent. It just sucks because, for women, it's tough against men to compete with that, ratings-wise. Dime, I'll give you $1 million and a free tryout for the Clippers if you can't score on me. Bill Russell got half of his rebound from missing his shots. That's not, first of all, you're making that up, Brent. You don't have any proof of that, and that's just not true. And getting putbacks. No, he wasn't usually the biggest on the court. See, you're bringing up that stuff. Come on. He was 6'10" on a good day. He wasn't usually the biggest on the court. That was the average height of a center. Wilt was usually bigger than everybody, but Wilt would be bigger than everybody tonight, right now. Bill Russell wasn't, bro. He was just he could jump, though. He's an athlete. Bill Russell was he could high jump. I'm telling you guys, and he just knows rebounding. He just knows angles. That's another thing. Rudy Gobert and Bill Russell, rebounding-wise, they're not even in the same stratosphere. Bill Russell, he literally is, arguably the greatest rebounder ever. Him, Wilt, and Dennis Rodman, they're the greatest that I've seen in any game. Dennis Rodman is smaller, so I'd say probably him. But Bill Russell, man, you watch him play, he grabs everything. And that's when you're actually having to get real rebounds, boxing people out. No, Yu-Gi-Oh's not here. What's good, CJ McCollum? I feel you, Nick 16. I'm loving Reggie Jackson right now, too. Magic Johnson can only pass. Spoken like somebody who's never watched him play. That's why he scored 42 points his rookie season when he was need be. Your boy Steph Curry couldn't even win a game 7 on his own home floor. Magic Johnson, 42 points as a rookie, something Curry will never do, never dream about, ever in his life. So thank you. Good night. When did LeBron even pass Magic? That's up for interpretation. I mean, the first you can argue is that he just won a Finals MVP, more Finals MVPs than Magic. But up until that ring, I don't think he has. I don't even think they should be an argument. I don't know. It's because the media. It's the media agenda, guys. We've talked about this. Did you watch basketball back then, William? No, he didn't. Obviously. Jesus, someone is spamming. I mean, Johnny, I got to watch those series. Maybe Bird screwed up in some of those series. You never know. But yeah, man, the competition was stiff. 76ers were a great team. Detroit was later in the decade, but those Milwaukee teams are great too. Very underrated. Facts, Saporte. I see you with the knowledge. Yeah, you're right. But Kareem was still a great player, Johnny. Still a great player. And, James Worthy, all those other guys. And it was pretty much Magic, pretty much at his peak. Hey, ZZ Visions, man, this is always a safe place even when your team loses. Don't worry. I would have made you feel good. Yeah, Nikola Vucevic looks sus tonight because Jimmy Butler's going to come back one day. Come on. Benjamin, he can think that. It depends how much of other greats he's seen and studied. That's all that matters. I don't care. LeBron, if you're only watching this era, he is definitely the best. Like, there's no question. The last 10 years, like, LeBron James is the greatest. Like, there's his body of work, his consistency, his high level of play. Wherever he goes, he can turn him into – there's no question about it. All around. Now, if you watch him in the 2000s, it's either him or Kobe, and then Shaq and Tim Duncan come into that conversation. And then the further – it's all about what you watch. Bill Russell wasn't even the best player on his team. Which years? Just the last two. The last one for sure, but 68 maybe. Other than that, Bill Russell was always the best player. 57, just because he didn't score the most points. And that's the thing you have to understand is that's why Bill Russell gets slighted, is because people have this view that you have to be the best scorer to be the best player. And I just don't think that's particularly true, because there's more things. Scoring is just one thing. You can say it's the most important because whoever scores more points wins, but Bill Russell did everything else and scored here and there and left the scoring to guys that, were more comfortable doing that. And back then, the game wasn't so offense-centric. So nowadays, yeah, scoring is more evident, more of a part of the game where your best player is the scorer. But Bill Russell was considered the best player even then, and he wasn't the scorer because he was just so monumental and great at everything else. He's such a impactful player. Kawhi's mid-range favorite reminds me of, I know people aren't going to like this, but Kobe and Jordan, man. He worked with Kobe. It makes sense. Not as smooth. It's a little more stiff, but it's way more stiff, actually. But he still has those similarities. I agree, Saporte. Yeah, it's the 90s. It's only 90s heads. 90s heads are the first entitled era to me. They're pretty toxic, and they've caused for the Gen Z cucks and the Gen Z bot discourse. I don't want JJ Baby Dick. Please, no. I don't want a guy that misses more in the playoffs and doesn't play defense, and he's only gotten worse. Clippers to the finals. Clippers to the finals. Clippers to the finals. Clippers to the finals. Bro, Brent, I've seen the games. You need to go see the games, man. Fool's a beast. Go listen to people talk about it. I mean, what are you talking about? Dude, he dropped like 30 and 40 or something in game 7 and 62. What are you saying, bro? Come on, Brent. Yeah, 6'9" before, exactly. No, I'm not spamming a guy that's saying Clippers going to the finals, bruh. Joe Dumars is up there. I don't know. He's up there. Fair enough, Johnny Cabede. The Magic thing. That's fair. Totally fair. Magic Johnson was never the best player in the league. Okay. 1987, there's not much debate there, man. Larry is greater than Magic. That's fine. But yeah, Simon's right. You have no authority to speak on Magic Johnson after the statements you've made. You don't really have any authority to speak on everybody. Ooh, Simon, even though he's young, he's bringing some knowledge here. 1987 and 1988. Z Smooth. I see you with the outlet pass knowledge on Bill Russell. Okay, Z Smooth. I see you studying some shit. Dumars is good. Yeah, Xavier. Who's your favorite duo of all time? Kobe and Shaq, huh? Right? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know about Kobe and Shaq. I really like Magic and Kareem. I'd say Magic and Kareem. Anybody with Magic John. Oh, wait, timeout. No. CP332, Blake Griff. That's my favorite duo of all time. Are you kidding? Okay. For sure. LeBron can be great as a scorer in the clutch like Game 6, 2012. LeBron, a way better team player. I disagree with that. Not Kobe in his prime. Kobe in his young days, yes. Okay, Kobe, better scorer, better defender, more of a dog, better, more confident, and didn't put people in boxes, wasn't obsessed with his stats, and didn't flop constantly, and didn't leave teams to win. Thank you. That's the other side of the argument. Not saying what you're saying wasn't valid. I was just giving you the other side of the coin. No, stop with the Bill was. That's a Laker fan. Bill was pretty overrated. He's not close to overrated. 77 Sixers. Skills? What kind of skills? Offensive skills, scoring, not even the same stratosphere, Brent, if that's what you want to know. Yes, supports are bringing that knowledge. Who's the most overrated player in the league right now? I'd say Luka and Giannis are starting to be overrated, in my opinion. All time, Dwight Howard, I think, is a little overrated all time because people make too much of that 09 title. I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. LeBron, because people think that it's top. The people that think that he's top 2 and there's no debate, wrong. Like, that's overrated to me, like 100% overrated. Even though LeBron's all-time great, that's what I think. Yeah. I think Dwight Howard, though. Shaq a bit. Shaq by some people. But I don't like saying those top 10 guys are overrated because they're so good. Like, LeBron's so good. Shaq's so good. Like, they're just, great. Oh, Rudy Gobert, I don't think is that good, man. He's good at what he does, though. I don't know if he's a better passer than Kareem and Jordan. Arguably, yeah, you said arguably, Mr. Zeke. I'll give you that. He is taller than 6'9". Kobe's not a better scorer than LeBron? All right, that's it for the night, guys. We're done here. Kobe's not a better scorer than LeBron. Okay, we're done here tonight. Do you play basketball? You really think that clunky-ass shit? Bruh. How many times has LeBron scored over 60? How many times has he won the scoring title? How many times has he averaged over 30? How many times has he scored 50 points in back-to-back games? Kobe's done it a couple times. 40-point streak. 81 points in a game. Led the league in scoring multiple times. Yeah. Killer scorer. What the ways that he can score. Get out of here. That's it for the night. I'm done with that one. That is the end. Hakeem or Shaq could be debated all day. That's fine, Brent. You can have that opinion. Bro, you can't total the stats when Kobe played it in the beginning when he wasn't on that same situation. Ridiculous. He's not inefficient. You didn't watch him play because you're 12. Good night. Kobe Bryant, better score. One of the best scorers of all time. LeBron's not in his galaxy as a scorer. Get the fuck out of here. You think numbers are all created the same? Get out of here.